Hi, and welcome to Home Based Business Review. I'm your host, Carl Douglas, and we have a special guest here. A young lady, I would tell you, you have to listen to what she has to say. You need to go out and get a piece of paper and a pen, not a pencil, a pen, because some of the things she's going to be talking about is life changing. She is in the business of working craft, her hands. She likes to use her hands. But she's going to tell you how she's doing it and how she's making the money and how she got her start. Amy, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Outstanding, outstanding. Amy, could you please help the audience here understand your business and how you came about to wanting to start this type of business?
Well, my business name is AJ Made with Love, and I started that about 18 years ago. I started making cards, and I started with just a little shoebox full of paper and scissors and glue, and that over the years went to a big 10 by 25 craft room full of anything that you can think of. So it's been my dream to find something to go out and do craft fairs and shows and markets and all of that. And I just never found it. I did all the research. Of course, a lot of crafters will go to Pinterest for their ideas. And so I'd go through there and I would try everything. I would get it, I'd perfect it, and I'd get bored with it. Well, that was
Mm,
until 2015 when I moved down to Arkansas. I
okay.
had to condense that big craft room to 6 boxes of the most important things that I had. And when we got down there, still didn't know what I wanted to do. I had paints, I had paper, I had all sorts of things. But we lived by a little creek, and we had learned that we loved beachcombing the year before. And it was a joke that we walk by it, and it's like, haha, I wonder if there's any sea glass in that tiny little creek. Well, the joke was on us because the old vintage Coca Cola bottle kept washing down and it was completely tumbled like sea glass. And so we would come home with pockets full of this glass. Well, through turn of events, we had extra time. So walk up the creek in the creek. And at the fork, it was like, okay, where's this coming from? We got to find the source of this because there's too much of this vintage glass. Now, mind you, we were in a party town, a college town. So we knew where the beer bottles and all the other glass was coming from. But this vintage glass, it was like, okay, this has to be like the mother lode somewhere. So found the right way. And through talking to the locals, we think we found where the old bottling company had burned down
Okay.
eons ago. They bulldozed it, left it, and forgot about it. Well, here we come along in 2015, and we are unearthing bottles from the 20s and the 30s. Nesbitt's, Great Bet, all those amazing things. Before it was diet, it was sugar free. So two-liter bottles that were glass of 7 Up and all of those. And so eventually my living room became full of all of this glass, whether it was broken or not. And I had a little double rock barrel tumbler that I had brought with me as well. So we're like, okay, if it's not broken, we'll break it, we'll tumble it and get the look that we want. And so we started doing that. Well, I had to figure out what to do with all of this glass. So walking through one of the stores, I found some wire. I was like, people do all sorts of amazing things with crystals and rocks with wire, so why not with glass? So I started making keychains. Well, I know some of y'all know the amazing like weave styles that the crystals come in. I do not have the patience for that. So I just let the wire do its thing. And I started making these keychains and everybody loved them. And so then we moved back up to Spokane, Washington, where I'm from in 2016. People wanted necklaces. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. This is glass. You realize that, right? They're like, no, you got to do it. And actually, I just so happened to be wearing one of my pieces. So I saw it on them and I was like, y'all are genius. So in 2016, that winter, I started selling keychains and necklaces. And ever since then, it's grown to so many different products. I think I have somewhere between 30 to 40 different products that I make now. And people bring their glass to me. So instead of throwing it away, taking it to the Goodwills, thrift stores, anything like that, they will bring it to me. I also have people who like to go to yard sales, and they'll find me amazing finds, especially, here's the secret, the last day of the sale. A lot of people don't want to have to take it away, and so they actually will sell it or just give it away. And so I have a ton of glass now, not just from the creek, but now people are leaving all the glass on my front door or calling me up saying, can we meet? I have this glass, all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, you got a good niche.
It is growing so big. So, and then you come along and I'm like, hey, let's see where we can take this thing.
Sounds good. I'm so curious now to take a look at one of your pieces, a couple if you can. I don't know if you want to share that or not.
I do have some. I'd have to step out, but I can go and grab some if you'd like.
Yes, please. We have patience.
You want me to go grab it?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me 1 moment.
Folks, the beauty part of basically having your own TV show or talk program, you're in control of what you can do. I don't have to listen to my producer on this ear tell me what to do. But I am so excited for her. I'm so excited to see what she has to share. And I know you are too. So I want to make sure you guys get a chance to see what she created. So stand by. And she's going to give you some good nuggets here in a minute about what it takes to start her business or be able to do her business. And I know that's what you guys are waiting for. Okay, here she is.
Oh, I grabbed a couple of things.
Okay.
So one of the things that I grabbed was one of my keychains. Oh, where are we at? One of my keychains. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Cute little keychain. I got it. I'm new at this camera thing, so please forgive me. But one of the things that I do now is I also teach classes on how to do things. So I have my signature swan chain, and I do little sun catchers for this
nice.
butterfly.
That's nice.
But this is one that I do for the class, which is a 3-strand. So we've got 3 pieces of glass. I teach you to wire wrap it, the swan chain, and then all of the driftwood I get from all over the place, whether it's at a lake or somewhere.
How much would something like that cost?
So something like this one, the 3-chain one, for buying it for me is $35. I go all the way up to like 7 to 11 chains, depending on the size of the driftwood. Gotcha. I'm currently working on a wall size one that's about 9 feet long. So that's going to be a huge project that I'm going to be working on. But the classes, I do tree classes, all sorts of things. Those range anywhere between 35 all the way up to 65 per person. I also do little wine glass charms. And when my fingers get tired from wire wrapping, I do cute little things like this.
Wow, look at that. Inside a light bulb.
Yes. And it's kind of a sensory thing. So I know that a lot of people like the sand gardens and different things like that where they rake it. These are nice because you're able to just kind of turn it around and see all new things all throughout. And it's just kind of soothing and gives you something to do.
Yeah.
But me as a repurposer, I also do things like this. That is a cute little spider made out of a Christmas bulb.
And you have a shop that you teach, well, you have a class, you teach people how to do this.
I do.
My goodness. You're a jack of all trades, you know that?
Yeah, I do it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Go big or go home, right?
Yes, and you folks that are listening and watching this, we just gave you a tip. So you can go ahead, and if you're interested in any of that, I'll leave the information for you so you guys can go from there. But yeah, tell me more about what it takes to make something like that. Like the one I liked was the one that had the long string, because I'm thinking about my wife. She loves that. Yeah. Yeah. How long would you say it would take to make that?
It's hard to say how long each one of these would take me. I would probably say anywhere between an hour, give or take, just because I can do each and every single one of these links.
Yes.
I do them. I want to try to keep everything I do handmade. I think for myself, for my business, I feel like there are too many machines out there taking
Yes.
too many people's jobs.
Yeah.
So
And
that,
she said the same thing. I'm sorry. She said the same thing. She'd rather have something handmade because it's going to have a unique feel and look about it.
right.
And what she looks for. So when you said that, right away, I'm thinking, oh, here's a place that has handmade items.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good niche to get into. I love it. Okay. So tell me about where you're going from this point on.
So currently I've had a booth here at the Smail Biz Shop for the past few months. It's been a larger one. I've been helping out, but it's getting to the time where it's my market season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm condensing to a smaller spot here. And I'm going to be doing shows all throughout the area. So I'm kind of going here locally in Spokane, in the Valley, in Idaho, Post Falls. If you're from here, you know this area. But I'm also going about an hour to an hour and a half outside of the area to hit those smaller towns as well.
Yeah, I feel your niche is right on time, especially when everybody's coming out of their home right now, and those who are at home right now are wanting to do something because they got comfortable staying indoors. Uh, this is a beautiful thing to learn. I think that you said that you teach and you're very friendly, and I can learn a lot myself. By looking at you, I'm already intrigued about what I see. Okay.
Good.
Because I went to Paris, just to give you an idea. I went to Paris. I didn't care about paintings or little things. But when I went there with my grandfather, God, I learned so much. Now it's open. My mind is open. My eyes are open to craft.
Yeah.
So I can see you're very gifted at what you're doing.
Thank you.
I would definitely encourage those who are interested in learning the craft, learn from somebody who knows what they're doing. And my friends, here you have it. She definitely knows.
I can barely hear you.
I said that she has it. So if you guys want to learn this craft, here you go. Okay. Now I have people.
Still breaking up. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's my connection.
It has to be your connection.
I don't know.
Let me do this. Okay, because I don't want them not to listen. Okay, let's do this.
Oh.
How about now?
It's still a little weird. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I just changed my connection.
Okay, let's do this. Okay? I can hear you clearly. Sometimes it's the other end, but my recording is getting it a-okay. It doesn't say that the sound is off or anything like that. Okay, so what I want to say is...
Now you're back. I have you now. Okay.
What I want to say, for those of you who didn't hear me, you guys want to listen to the fact that, and watch what you're looking at. This is a person who's very gifted at what she does. Okay. I am intrigued because I don't really get that intrigue on certain things, but this has intrigued me because here's a person who has a skill and willing to teach you a skill. So enough said about that. Okay. So we have people right now that's sitting there say, oh, I want to learn this. Okay. And they're sitting on the fence. They said, but it's always a but, right? Talk to the people who are saying the buts. They want to do it, but it's a but. And most of the time, the but is how much things cost and how much they can make. Tell them about how much money they can make. What's the average they can make and what they can make if they put their minds to it. That's what they want to hear.
Well, I think in any business, whatever you want to make is what you put into it. So it's like with any hustle that you're going to be doing. It's the amount of social media interaction, where you're willing to get out there to do the things. If you want to get just into the vendor shops and have somebody else essentially man your booth for you, or if you want to go out and do the shows. So it really all just depends on where anybody wants to go with it. Myself, like I said, I've been doing shows since 2016. I just stepped down from my 9-to-5 last September. It was one of those, it was the do it or walk away from it. And so giving my full all into it definitely is more beneficial for myself to grow my business than to be miserable doing somebody else's. So whether you do end up grabbing the bits and pieces that I teach from my classes and running with it, or finding your own niche, it's one of those things. It's like how dedicated are you into doing it? And that can be with direct sales. I mean, as you know, as a salesperson, it's all in your heart and
Yes.
what you see that can be beneficial for you.
Yes.
But for me, it's one of those that I know that when I'm 80 years old, I probably will not be making my swan chains. I hope I will be, but let's just be real. I mean, with age, different things start to slow down. But the joy that I get is when I have the people who come into my class that I can teach them how to do it. And this is the most common one that I get. I'm not crafty. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Because if you
Now,
have a good teacher, then you can teach them anything.
so do you do it online or do you do face-to-face
I
classes?
do face to face. So I have two places here in the area. If you're familiar with the Corbin Art Center, that's downtown Spokane, I teach up there. I also teach at the workforce program in Post Falls, Idaho, for the NIC campus there. But I'm also doing in-home shows or classes as well. So if you have a group of girlfriends, if you have your family that wants to get together and have a good time, I have a book club that keeps on having more and more classes. So all sorts of different things. But I love the people who say, I'm not crafty and I can't do this.
Wow.
Because by the end of the class, this right here, they go, oh, mine doesn't look anything like yours. It doesn't matter because once you put it together, it's still beautiful.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Handmade. Beautiful thing.
yeah,
Amy, we love to bring you back. Would you come back and share some more of your gifts and your talent?
absolutely. I would love
Yes.
to.
Yes.
There's a lot
And
more to my dream than just this little nugget that you're getting right now. So,
beautiful. Now you get 3 shout outs. So you want to shout out to 3 of those people that help you through what you're going through and what your journey has been. Go ahead and tell us who those 3 are.
oh goodness. You put me on the spot on this one. I didn't know about this. Look at you. Well, I mean, honestly, there's not just 3 individual people because there's more to me groups of
Sure.
people. So
Mhm.
I have my friends and I have my family that have backed me for every journey that I've gone through, all the way from 18 years ago when I was doing just card, all the way to now. They help fuel me and keep me going, help me practice on them for teaching and all of those things. So I love them all for that. But also the vendors and everybody that I'm meeting throughout this journey. I love the group that we have created. The community is just great because sometimes you can get into a show and it can be kind of like, ooh, nobody wants to talk to me. But it's one
Yes.
of those that's great because everybody's there to help each other. So if you're
Yes.
doing a show and you need help putting your tent up or anything like that, so it's not, I've met so many people and have done so many things over the years with all of this. That I mean, those are the groups that I have to do a shout out to.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. You remind me of me. I can't shout out to, of course, my mom or my dad or my wife, but the people who helped me along the way to get to where I'm at, the ones that inspired me, the ones that are there when I run into a sad day, I can call them and they can bring me right back up. Those are the type of people I give shout outs to because um, they just brought me through. They
Right.
just brought me through. But listen, we will contact you and bring you back. I want to say thank you for sharing your time with us at Home Based Business Review, and we are definitely are going to get a hold of you as soon as possible to bring you back so we can talk about some more of your classes, what it takes to get in here, and also maybe we'll put something together within 5 minutes or something and show them something. Okay.
Sounds
Well,
good.
Amy, thank you again, and we'll see you soon. Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Have a great day.
Will do.